بسم الله نبدأ. Good morning, good afternoon. This is DTM Darin Al Hajar, your sergeant at arms, in today's panel discussion. Today we are going to learn what an open house can be conducted. District Director DTM Muna Alagab, Program Quality Director DTM Yasser Gashar, Club Growth Director DTM Siham Muhammad. Immediate past district directors or all of other directors also, current and future leaders, District 20, family, and dear members. Kindly open the mic and let's together repeat with me the district's mission. We build
We build
Build
new clubs
new
clubs.
clubs
and support all clubs
and
support
support
each
all clubs
in achieving excellence.
in achieving excellence.
excellence.
Now, let me share with you some ground rules. Keep your mic muted unless you are asked to speak. In case of emergency, you know your exit. Turn off your video in case of moving around. Please help me welcome to our outstanding DTM Club Growth Director, Siham Muhammad.
Thank you so much, our beautiful Sergeant Arms. Let me recognize the presence of our District Director, DTM Mona Laqab. I don't see our Club Growth Director, Program Quality Director, I mean. Is he here? No. Okay. Dear officers, dignitaries of District 20, and dear guests, IBDDs, dear Toastmasters, and everyone in the meeting, welcome you. This is DTM Siham Muhammad, CGD of District 20, announcing the opening of our today's meeting. And our today's meeting is a panel discussion about how to conduct and achieve or make a successful open house. For today, we have a lovely, beautiful master of ceremony, and at the same time will be our moderator for the panel discussions. She is a very good friend. Since 6 years, we have met in our home club, TESOL Toastmasters Club. She has been a division past division director. She has been past area director. As a matter of fact, she is the one who guides me to join Toastmasters. As a profession, she is a teacher, an English teacher, also colleague in the profession. As a friend, a supporter at Toastmasters, she is a great leader. And now we are going to watch how beautiful and experienced Toastmaster she is. Let us welcome our Master of Ceremony, DTM Fatma Abdullah.
DTM Siham, thank you for this amazing introduction. Ladies and leaders and members of District 20, our honorable guests and leaders from all of the districts here in District 20 and beyond, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. Welcome to this special event, which is part of the Club Growth Agenda. Before we start, let's hear and welcome the trio of District 20 and listen to some of their thoughts to inspire us and motivate us here in this journey and beyond. Starting by the compassionate leader who works silently, who leads powerfully, who is empowering leaders all the way along. This lady is optimistic in the times of adversity. And this lady is also a weaver of wonders, the one who dreams big for her district. Let's all welcome our own District 20 Director, DTM Muna Laqab. DTM Muna, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, our Master of Ceremony, DTM Fatma Abdallah. Let us recognize our dignitaries here, our BQD Program Quality Director, although he still is reached, but I am sure that he will join us, as we have also some guests coming for his company, and he's been only have a commitment with his job. DTM Yasser Gashar, and then Club Growth Director, DTM Siham Muhammad, our immediate past District Director, DTM Khalid Abdallah, and I have here two flowers actually joining us, sharing with us their experience. Immediate past District Director, District 45 Director, DTM Crystal, and DTM Andrew, immediate past District Director also here, and sharing with us from their experience. Our fellow Toastmasters guests, a very good afternoon to you all. I'm thrilled to welcome to you all to our Toastmaster Open House Event Day. This gathering marks a special occasion where we open our doors to share the remarkable world of Toastmaster with each and every one of you. I can recognize also here our past District Director, DTM Muhammad Salim. Sorry, I didn't recognize you beginning, but always here with us, sharing from his experience. Going back to the what I was trying to say is that Toastmaster International is not just an organization. It is opportunity of individual commitment to personal and professional development. Just remind myself and refresh our memories that our mission in Toastmasters is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members can develop their communication and leadership skills. And today, we have 3 dignitaries that will share from their experience how can we bring more and how can we keep our treasure within us. Our principle of District 20 is to have sustainable success. Sustainable success, not only sustainable success, but also an wow term, like weaver of wonders, we call it. That means everything we are going to do is trying to have it in different way, thinking out of the box, bringing new ideas, creative ideas, how we can have our members to engage with us, how we can empower them to share with us their ideas and keep the District 20 shining among the districts. So this is the idea behind the WOW year. And the WOW year will not be achieved without our lovely members. So that responsibility of retentions, responsibility of growth is not only about leaders in the district, but it's also a responsibility of each member in our district. And from this, I will say, let us work together, communicate, collaborate, and think in a creativity way, and keep our smiling, keep our shining among the world. Back to you, our Master of Ceremony.
Thank you very much, DTM Muna. And since DTM Yasser is not here yet, so we can move forward and welcome our third part of this triangle.
MC, I think DTM Yasser is here because
Is
BQD
here?
has...
Okay, great. So let's hear from this man who has joined Toastmasters since 2012 and served in district different leadership roles, starting from club and now till program quality director. He is the one who believes that a true leader is the one who learns by enjoyment, share with passion, and lead by example. With a big round of applause, please help me welcome DTM Yasser Gashar. DTM Yasser, the screen is yours.
Well, he's not here anymore, so I think you can proceed with DTMCM.
No problem. So moving now to the third part of this triangle again. This lady is Egyptian by birth, teacher by profession, and a Toastmaster by passion. Joined Toastmasters in 2017. She is highly energetic, always smiling, and rarely says no to someone who is in need for her help or support. She is a good friend of mine, and her work speaks for her. Please, with a warm welcome, let's all welcome DTM Siham Muhammad and welcome you to the screen.
Thank you so much, our beautiful MC for today. It's an honor to be here today, truly, among such beautiful and great leaders. So let me recognize again the presence of our District Director, DTM Muna Laqab, our Program Quality Director that he showed up and will come back again, inshallah. District Officers, our dear IBDD, DTM Khalid Abdullah, our immediate past, they are not from the district, but still they are from IBDD from other districts. DTM Endro, thank you so much for accepting to be among us today. And the DTM Crystal, immediate past of District 45. Welcome also to our past District Director, DTM Muhammad Salim. Thank you for accepting the role. Thank you for everyone in District 20 that accepting to be with us, support us in this event. Thank you for the beautiful audience that came to learn and to exchange experience with us. Thank you for everyone here in this gathering today. Today we have a panel discussion about open house. Open house is considered a special event that is basically held in order to recruit newcomers to the Toastmasters. In order to make a successful or conduct a successful meeting, open house meeting, you are going to witness today every single magical information regarding this with our 3 panelists and beautiful moderator. So happy to be with you, so happy to make it happen, and so happy to start this event. And thank you so much for making happen. Over to you, our master of ceremony, DTM Fadl.
Thank you very much, DTM Siham. And let's proceed. But we want to add one extra member who is a very influential one. I always heard him saying that he would like always to be a good example for his kids at the beginning before anyone else. And this is maybe an indication to someone who is working sincerely with everyone around. Let's all hear and welcome our immediate past District Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. What a lovely impromptu address. I thought I'm no longer a dignitary, but It's always nice to be called to speak. District 20 Director, DTM Munal Aqab, our Program Quality Director, DTM Yasser Gashar. I saw him opening his camera and then hiding behind it, so I hope that he is on the way. CGD, DTM Siha Muhammad. My partners in progress, I would not call crime. Behind the scene, I'll call it crimes. DTM Andrew and DTM Crystal, immediate past district directors. Past district director, a person we all learn from a lot, DTM Muhammad Salim. Past club growth director, DTM Khalid Jalal. Past district admin manager, DTM Biji. There are so many dignitaries that I honestly, let me just go ahead and say current, past, and future leaders of District 20 and beyond. Good afternoon, a blessed Friday to all of you. Now, as I said, as a Toastmaster, you cannot really resist the temptation to speak and to give few words. And if there is something that just come to me right now is the unity that we have in here. Regardless of wherever we are, I really truly thankful to DTM Crystal and DTM Andrew. There is something happening, and in the IPDD, we call it IPDD, and thanks to not just the current IPDD, but also the other IPDDs who accepted to be part of any invitation that I have. The whole idea behind this, there is lots of knowledge that we've been through, and it's time to pass the knowledge to new generation, to the newcomer, and inspire. And I'm sure there is definitely lots to say when we have others, outsiders coming in here with a different view of what we do in District 20. So there is definitely lots of added value for you, DTM Andrew and DTM Krista. Thank you so much for being here. I don't want to take longer than the big event, which we would love to hear and learn from you. Thank you so much. And back to you, amazing Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you very much, DTM Khalid Abdullah. And now let's start the real work here. Now, since this meeting is held in order to talk, share knowledge, and share experience regarding open house, how to conduct it, what is the benefits, what is the resources, what are the resources for conducting such an event. It's a special event regarding Toastmasters, and the intention of it and the main goal is to increase the growth of a club, of an area, a division, or even the district. Now, since we know that seeing is believing, the best way to encourage anyone is to show them. Therefore, we have these demo meetings in order to show ordinary people how it's beneficial to them. Because whether you are working in a company, working in a hospital, in a hotel, wherever you are working, whatever your position is, you need the skills of leadership and communication. Keeping talking will not convince. Showing can do that somehow. Involving these people in the process will ensure 100% that they have got all the knowledge and the skills they need. Therefore, today, my three panelists are all immediate past district directors, which means that they have all the experience needed to be shared and all the knowledge to be learned for us. It's an interactive panel discussion in order to learn how to conduct a successful open house. And this is the best way, we hope that it's the best way to get anyone to join Toastmasters after learning all the skills and learning from the experience they are going to share, to do that and to convince more people to be part of this organization. Now, this panel is, or this discussion is going to be divided into different parts. The first part is the what, regarding what is an open house. The second part is the how part. Everything is related to that part. And the third part is the why part, the benefits, the need, the goal, anything that is related to that. Each one of my guests will be responsible for certain questions related to each part. To start with, our first guest is DTM Andrew Soro. He is the chief executive of the Hub, an entrepreneurs hub that helps professionals transition from corporate to internship with mentorship. He served as district director for the Southern Africa, which is the largest district, 12 countries. Now that was during the term of 2022-2023. For me, the most exciting part is that he is a coaching for TEDx at his free time. Now his free time is, for me, is more exciting. DTM Andrew, welcome to our panel discussion, and thank you for joining us. It's a great honor to have you here to host you in this panel discussion.
Thank you very much, DTM Fatima, and all protocols observed. Otherwise, I will miss some dignitaries.
Thank you, DTM Andrew. And now to start with your part is the what. What's an open house? Of course, we have spoken about it a little bit, myself, DTM Siham, but from you as someone who has been in this process for a long time and held the top of the district. So what do you think that is the open house? When do we need to have an open house as a club or as a district? What do you think regarding this?
Thank you for that question. And I don't know about being at the top of the district. According to what they told us, we're at the very bottom of the district at that point in time, because Toastmasters works on an inverted leadership pyramid. But in that same vein, an open house for me, and from my experience, speaks to a special club event where we showcase our club and our club experience to non-members who we want to call potential members. Every club event is a great PR event. It's a marketing event. But when we do an open house specifically, we want to use an open house as a specific event that everything that happens there is towards the guests. So what you would typically find is in a normal club meeting, we can call DTM Khalid, we can call DTM Krista, we can talk of past district director, we can talk of club growth director, and we understand because we are part of the circle. But when we do an open house, we try and strip away all those things, and you take yourself back to the first time you heard about Toastmasters, you attended a Toastmasters meeting, and they were speaking about level 3, and you're like, They were speaking about DTM, and you're like, what? They were speaking about district officers, you're like, sorry? They're speaking about the sergeant at arms, you're like, excuse me? And you strip it all away, and you simply make it focused on connecting with your guests and ensuring they understand, showcasing the club experience, the things that we want to learn in Toastmasters: public speaking, confidence, interpersonal communication, management, and leadership. All these things are the things that we showcase at an open house event, which is designed to ensure that we invite more people to experience Toastmasters so that they can be part of our beautiful community. And that is how we have looked at an open house and described an open house within our community in our district. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much. Yes, sure. And this, for this now, you think that, or since we are starting from the club level, now you also spoke about why must a club run an open house? So the same goes as you said for club, it's the same for the district, it's the same for any level of leadership in this organization. Now, how do you plan for an open house? Who does what? How do you choose the team? What is going exactly in the planning stage before we start the open house?
I think what's going on, firstly, what we have learned is ideally, back in the day, it's still there, but I think we talk about it less now. We had something called a high performance leadership project, shortened as an HPL. In our club, one of the things that people love doing is we make everything has to be an high performance leadership project because it fosters team development and transferable skills amongst members. So what it is typically when we do our club calendar, we try and ensure that we have at least 3 open house in a year The first one will be in August. The second one would typically be in October, just after renewals. And then the third one would usually be in about March, February or March. And those are some of the things. In August, because we're starting what they call the Smedley campaign, which we are already in the period of the Smedley membership building campaign, which starts from August 1 to September 30. And what we try and do when we do the open house, it is something under the portfolio of the Vice President of Membership and Vice President of Public Relations. So each year, somebody decides who wants to start the project first. It can be the Vice President of Public Relations or the Vice President of Membership. Usually, we find that the Vice President of Membership is the chair of that committee. And yes, he is not running it alone. He's got a committee, and in that committee as the chair, he's got somebody who is handling the public relations, who could be the vice president of public relations in that club. And their goal is, the vice president of public relations, their goal is to get as many guests as possible. What we have started doing in our club is to do almost some tracking of records to say, last year or the last time we ran an open house, we had 30 guests. So what is the percentage growth that we want to challenge ourselves? And so the public relations, the vice president of public relations also sets a goal for themselves as the public relations and their team. So they could say, we want to have 50 guests this year. And so their challenge is to encourage and inspire and sometimes manipulate or blackmail all the members to say, when you made your promise as a member, one of the promises was to bring guests and invite guests at all club meetings. So you are challenged to invite guests at all club meetings, and they do that very well. So that takes care of the guests. And then the vice president of membership has someone who chairs what we call a reception committee. The reception committee is responsible for knowing if somebody says, I would like to come to an open house. What we then, the reception committee does is they pick up the phone and they call the guests and say, we noted your interest in coming to our open house next week. Have you heard of Toastmasters before? And just do a pre-brief of what to expect at the open house. And they are the first people also, if it's in person, they are the first people to welcome these guests when they come into the room. If it's online, they're the first people in the Zoom room to welcome them and take them around Zoom, because we don't assume they know how to work around the virtual space. So those are some of the techniques that we use in knowing who does what in an open house. And ultimately, the VPM, the Vice President of Membership, at the end of the event of an open house, they're responsible for converting the guests to the members. So they've got a team of people, we call them a team of converters or a team of salespeople, who then make sure that all the guests have been attended to, they've been invited to the club, and they know what steps to take to become a member and to start their journey. I hope that also answers the question in terms of who does what in an open house and when.
Yeah, that's true. This is like a great answer to the question, which leads to another question, that now when you describe it as a club level, it looks like very organized, easier, can be handled by the committee of the club. But what if I am an area director or a division director who would like to do or conduct an open house? What is the difference between now making it happening in the club level and making it happening in a higher level, as in an area or division or even higher?
Beautiful. So beautiful part is we have had experiences of area open houses, division open houses, and district open houses run by our senior district leadership team. And the principles are the same. There's a chair of the committee, somebody who's responsible for the whole project. So if it can be the area director, depending if they've got a council where you've got an assistant area director of club growth, they would typically be the chair, and the area director calls one or two other fellow area directors to act as the advisors of that chair. Or if the area director needs it for their high performance leadership project, they do the same. It's about teamwork. Often, as the success of our open houses has been as a result of teamwork. Somebody has to take care of the public relations, and that includes going to the print media, news, radio, TV, whatever is possible, social media, leads generation on social media, whether paid campaigns or not. That helps in building the insights around how to be successful in the open house. And then they too can take it over to the PR, somebody who's running with the PR who does that, somebody who's running with the reception who's going to be doing that. If it's an area, it makes it so easy, because sometimes a club may want to do it, but they're short on resources, human resources. So if it's an area, then you take 2 people from one club, 2 people from the other club, and they all become part of a committee each, and then it makes it bigger. And of course, your goals become bigger. And it's important there that you now, at the end of the open house, the guests know, if you're looking for a Tuesday evening club, this is the person to meet. If you're looking for a Thursday evening club, this is the person to meet. If you're looking for a Saturday morning club, this is the person to meet, so that there's no, we call it poaching of guests, so that there's no competition of guests. It's just aligned. Or sometimes everybody comes, they sign up on one form, and then there's somebody who's responsible for ensuring that the right member goes to the right club. It's not about which club needs it the most. It's about, does this person fit into the quality or the culture of this particular club they're joining? Because you want that member to be a long-standing member like you and I are, not because that club needed the members, but because they found that this club speaks to what they are looking for. So that's how you would run it, from area, division to district. Teamwork makes the dream work. Always harness the power of teamwork and attain the resources of the people that have done it before and that can be supportive. And always through the High Performance Leadership Project, it usually helps you make it effective.
Thank you. Now, since you have explained the difference between both levels of conducting an open house, now, in your opinion, which one will ensure the growth of or adding more members? Do you think that is doing that within the club level will make sure that this club will have more members, and you will make sure that you have these members, or you make an area or division and the follow-up will be more difficult, and how to get these people coming back? What do you think, in your opinion and from your own experience?
So I always love open houses. So I would always take it back to the club. Why the club? Because the club invests. When you're doing an open house, you want new members, but you don't want new members just for the dashboard. It's not a tick box exercise. You are using this open house to increase or to enhance your club experience. New members bring a new flavor of speeches and conversations. They also bring in new ideas of feedback and evaluation. And so that enriches the club experience. So I would prefer taking it back to the club and supporting each club. This is part of a club achieving excellence. So I would support, if I was an area director, I would support each and every club to run their own open house. That way, they can also learn and involve the members of the club. Usually, I find that open houses are then run by the club officers only. No. It's a club building experience. So it means in this club building experience, let's invite the members to participate and understand what's happening so that they too can be part of the experience and share that. Now, if we take it to the area, it so happens that I find that now almost we tend to now take just 2 people out of club A, 2 people out of club B, and the rest are just, it's not my thing. But if we take it to the club, it's almost like inviting the company shareholders to participate in it, because I look at members of a club as shareholders of a club. Suddenly they are owners of this event. And so they are part of the reception. They're ensuring that the new member, and you know, the testimonials or the stories that the members share relate, because they're speaking from personal experience. They're not necessarily speaking from another, and they can even have informal conversations. So my preference and my biased preference is let clubs run them. In fact, there's never enough of these open houses. So if you've got 4 clubs in your area, all 4 clubs do open houses in the month of September, every week, one after the other. There's lots of learning, bigger reach, and people come on board, and we support each other with lessons learned. Division, area, and district can learn from this and then do one big one once in a while. But ideally, I think district leaders ought to focus on supporting all clubs in running those. That's my view, and I'm open to a different experience.
Thank you very much, DTM Andrew, for all this information, the knowledge, the experience that you have shared with us, and surely we will learn and conduct the way you advise. Thank you very much for being with us today, and moving forward to start the second part with our second guest, DTM Crystal Kopp, who is the immediate past district director for District 45. She is a Toastmaster since 2016, and she held various leadership positions till becoming the district director. And she is passionate about teaching and sharing knowledge with new members, and that's why she's still as a member in Toastmasters. Also, she is believing that people are the source or the core of Toastmasters, because friendship make learning fun. So DTM Crystal, welcome to this panel discussion, and starting directly with your part. Now, with DTM Andrew, we have spoken about the planning stage, and now we are talking about the conducting stage with you. Tell us and elaborate about an open house conducting, how it is happening. What are the procedures within the event itself?
Good morning. Thank you. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. Conducting an open house is so much fun. It's about sharing our gift. Toastmasters is our gift, and we want to share it. So how do we conduct it? The first important step is ensuring you know what format you're going to host your open house. Is it in person? Is it online? Or is it hybrid? Depending on your format, that will impact the planning stages and the execution of your open house. With hybrid or in person, there are a lot more logistics that you have to be concerned about and have a strong team to ensure that your open house is delivered successfully. So what is the format? In person, online, or hybrid? That will make the planning stages different depending on the format that you choose. And you want to make sure that if it's in person, you have a location, preferably free. If it's hybrid, you need to make sure you have on the ground people helping and online people helping. If it's online only, it seems like we're getting pretty familiar with it, but you still need those behind the scenes people helping you. So make sure you have a strong team no matter what the format is.
Thank you very much. And now, since you have spoken about the logistics and the conducting itself, now what do you think the agenda look like?
Agenda is your prized possession. You want to showcase the culture and the important aspects of your club. For example, one of my clubs, we have a panel evaluation during our meeting. We focus on content, language, and delivery. You don't want to change your agenda so that it doesn't have the flow of a normal meeting. You want to make sure that you have the key players on the agenda. Of course, your sergeant at arms, your Toastmaster. It's good to have the grammarian and counter because that's an important part of learning and growing in a meeting. You need to have prepared speakers that are working the Pathways program. The key to this is working the program, because that's what we should be showcasing at our open houses, what we have to offer for our educational program, and it's only Pathways. And it's wonderful. There's so many opportunities with Pathways. You want to make sure that you have evaluators, because with Toastmasters, part of our part of our program is feedback, positive, constructive feedback. We want to make sure that our evaluators are well prepared and that our speakers are getting the feedback that they deserve and that they need. A general evaluator is also an important part. We want to highlight what we did well even during the open house, with a point to grow, making sure that we focus on the positives. We want to have a timer because being on time and staying on schedule is important in our meetings, and we're learning about time management. The agenda should be concise and make sure that everything is timed appropriately. Having opportunity at the end for questions, comments, and concerns. And don't forget the table topics. This is where you want to include guests and give them the opportunity, should they choose, to participate, because we do learn by doing, and having guests participate, making them feel included in the meeting and having an opportunity to practice in our safe space.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, after preparing everything regarding the open house, how do you think that we should promote for it to get more people, to get more guests in order to attend?
Promoting is key. If we don't share what's happening, they won't come. You know the saying, if we build it, they will come. They will if they know about it. How do we promote? There are so many ways to promote our open houses. Word of mouth is probably the easiest and most effective way. Talking to people at your work, in your community, at the grocery store, your dentist, your bank, anywhere. Share about the gift that we have to give. Obviously, we are very technology savvy, most of us, some of us perhaps. Promoting online can help us reach a wider audience. We need to make sure that we have clear promotion. So how, where, when, time zone is so important. As we know, some of us are in different time zones. We have to make sure that time zones are communicated so that people can come to the meeting on time. We need to make sure that people understand what Toastmasters is. Use plain language when you're promoting your open house, and invite, asking directly. Sending emails can be an option, of course, but personal messages so that people know that you want them to come to your event and why you want them to come, because you have something important to share with them. So promotion needs to be early. You can't promote your open house for tomorrow because people won't be able to schedule it in their calendars. I like to send calendar invites to people because then they can click yes or maybe, and it's going in there. If you're using social media like Facebook, create a Facebook event for your open house and invite people. You can pay for ads and boosting on social media as well. So explore those options. And remember that asking people directly is the most effective way.
Yes. So all of these information are super, yeah. But now regarding the value and the positive feedback, so do you think that is it better to have experienced Toastmasters to conduct the demo session and present or deliver the workshops, or do you think that we have to depend on the passionate, the newcomers, to show that these are new experience also, so they are learning, show them the confidence? What do you think? Which is better, or the combination between both? What do you think?
This is a great question. We are actually, my club is hosting an open house on September 27th, and my team, when we were preparing the agenda, we wanted to showcase both those new Toastmasters who are just finding their way, maybe delivering their icebreaker, but then we also wanted to showcase the experienced Toastmasters. So our first speaker will be delivering an icebreaker because this will help guests connect with that member, saying, wow, this is their icebreaker, possibly their first speech they've ever given. I can tell that they're a little nervous, but look at the wonderful feedback they received after their speech, and people are so excited to listen to them, and they did it. Our second speaker is actually our international speech contest winner at the district level, and she's going to showcase how she got from starting to the winner of the international speech contest and show that Toastmasters can help you build from the new person icebreaker speech to a winning speech. So I think it's great to showcase all abilities so that we can connect with different people at different levels during the meeting.
That's super, DTM Crystal. It was an honor to have you here within us during this panel discussion. Thank you for sharing all this knowledge, sharing your experience and points of view. Thank you very much. And moving forward to the third part with my third guest, DTM Muhammad Salim. We in District 20, he is a well-known personality. DTM, I have worked personally with DTM Muhammad, so he is a Toastmaster since 2002. He held different leadership positions up to leading District 20. He received an award for his term as CGD when the district reached the Smidley status and emerged at top of 10 districts in the world. DTM Muhammad, welcome you to this panel discussion. Thank you for accepting the role and being with us today.
Thank you. Let me just reiterate that I was the club growth director supported by then district director DTM Karam Salman and our own lady from Kuwait, actually DTM Wafa Salman, who was the program quality director. It was a team effort, so we made the distinguish. Thank you very much.
Yes, sure. That's great. DTM Muhammad, since conducting an open house and adding more members to a club will add, of course, more members to the whole district. What do you think is the most important, or what is the most important goal? Is it achieving the district goals or the process and progress of a club? Now, are we talking at the club level or the district is more important? What do you think?
Yeah, because most of the times actually I hear people telling that why are you chartering new clubs? Why are you conducting open houses? Whereas you could, work on the membership retention and bring in, quality among the meetings actually. Because there is a different level of each club actually. You can't compare, club with a club actually. What happens is that each club has its own norms wherein it has to grow in its own. We are there to support as a district. But what happens is that we need to keep the district goal as the top priority. When we keep the district goal, what happens is that we grow that actually. In this process of growing, we do have some members coming and going, some clubs coming and leaving. But in the end, actually, the district benefits actually, which ultimately has a huge growth. Let me give you an example. When I started Toastmasters in the year 2002, we were only 4 clubs were there when I joined Toastmasters in the Kingdom of Bahrain actually. Then it became 8 within a year. And later what happened is that it expanded so much actually within 2 years, we had to form 2 divisions. Why I'm telling you is that there would be people concerns telling that, no, we should be focusing on the quality part, but yet there are clubs which we have formed, not many clubs have sustained, but those who have sustained always have brought the best out of it actually, because we had chartered many corporate clubs during the year 2007. We had brought, when I was the Lieutenant Governor Marketing that year, the year 2006, 2007, we brought 12 clubs in an area actually, out of which, yes, few clubs didn't sustain. But keeping in mind our district goal is the most important than looking into an individual member growth. That's what my primary goal it is.
Okay, since that's super, but you have mentioned the corporate clubs. So how do you think that, how easy it is for corporate clubs to conduct open houses within their organizations and add more members to them?
Yeah, corporate clubs actually, this is the most important thing is to attract more members actually, because if you look at the corporate clubs in Bahrain actually, today I would give you an example of Babco Toastmasters, which is a leading corporate club. Similarly, there are many corporates within District 20 who utilize the Toastmasters program to the benefit. Now, when we talk about corporate, what we normally do in a corporate program is that we have only 20 members, 25 members benefiting out of the entire organization, which is what always I tell them is that the organization should benefit out of this Toastmasters program. So what we need to do is do department-wise open house program wherein you can go and showcase what Toastmasters is all about. Similarly, we need to, be as a Toastmaster within the organization. When people look at us, they need to look at us in such fact that, oh, this is a Toastmaster. See the way he has been presenting himself, the workshop he's been doing. That is where you can identify members of Toastmasters in a corporate. So we need to excel in part. We are Toastmasters only within the four walls of Toastmasters. What we do is we try and excel within the meeting time only. But whereas in the corporate environment, we don't put in a lot of effort. Excuse me, can you give me a minute? I'll be back.
Yes. Thank you, DTM Salim. Whenever you're ready, just let us know how the district can help in conducting the open house, whether it is for the corporate club or for any regular club in the community ones. Your opinion regarding this, whenever you are ready.
I'm ready. Now, regarding the community clubs, actually, I vividly remember how we have conducted open houses in the past. Now, there's two different aspects here. One is the open house. What is the demo meeting? This on the 18th, we are doing a demo meeting in one of the communities, wherein we look forward to start a new club. So, open houses, actually, what we have done in terms of open house, back in 2015, we had conducted an open house with the support of the district and the division. We had brought in all the clubs within the particular division into a common area. There was an event happening at the Bahrain Society of Engineers, wherein a lot of people were coming, and we were showcasing not just open houses, calling members to our club. Rather, we went to a community wherein we showcased booths there. Within the booth, we had showcased our club. So members used to come there, looking at our booth and ask them questions about Toastmasters, wherein the district could support providing us flyers, brochures, and all the promotional material available in Toastmasters, which is for free, can give it in such occasions wherein we have a mass open house where clubs are participating in any particular event. I've been telling this for quite a long time. And last year, successfully, we had a open house, the Indian school. There's a mega fair happening at the Indian school here. It's a community event wherein we had showcased Toastmasters there, thanks to the leaders who were there, who put forward a wonderful show. So people, when they come, they have witnessed what is Toastmasters actually. There was one such event wherein we had the Division C conducting in a five-star hotel. See, one thing we need to understand why open houses is more important. I think it's been covered already. So we don't have a resource of doing marketing in a newspaper or a television ad. We are not that successful or wealthy in terms of marketing ourselves. The best way to market ourselves within the community is to reach out to the community. Either you bring them there to your club or reach out to them where you find a community gathering. You can put up a stall there and tell them that here we are Toastmasters actually. Please ask more about Toastmasters. We will be able to help you out actually. This is where we can take Toastmasters to a different level. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, DTM Muhammad. But since we are talking about open house and how to conduct it, and that will lead, of course, to membership, building more members, add more members and build membership. Now, what do you think is more important? Adding more members, the membership building, or the retention of members, the old members to come back again?
Actually, there's two sides of the coin. Actually, membership retention and membership building is a two sides of coin. Whereas for me, actually, the most priority is membership building. Why is it? Because we in District 20 have a diverse people, because people are expat and locals within the Toastmasters community. And most of the time, what we see is that members leave due to various reasons, due to retirement or due to better job prospects, or for the children, or some reason they move out of the country actually. In this context, we can't do much about membership retention. Whereas for membership growth, yes, there is a huge population. That's what I remember DTM Balraj Arunachalam, when he came to Bahrain and Kuwait, he mentioned that we have 4 million population in Kuwait, whereas we have around 1.5 million population in Bahrain. And what are you doing with 63 clubs and 60 clubs in both the countries actually? So there is a huge possibility to reach to members, and many of them are not aware of Toastmasters. Actually, these open houses will showcase what Toastmasters is all about. People really don't know about Toastmasters, and some of them still think that we bake bread. So we need to really make sure that we reach out to the community and make sure that there is a huge. And in that context, actually, I think Andrew would acknowledge that people have seen huge potential in the African continent, and there's a huge, phenomenal growth of Toastmasters happening in the African continent. That's what happens in the developed countries, actually. Sorry, the developing countries, talking India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and African countries. You see a huge turnout of Toastmasters coming in because they see there's a lot of benefits. So if we talk about membership retention, yes, you are likely to lose a few members, but my priority is membership building actually, and we have to strive towards membership building. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Salim. Thank you very much for all these inputs that you had shared with us. And now I have a final question to all the three guests. After all these years and holding all these positions and being in the field for a while now, I'm sure that each one of you has conducted his own or being part of an open house. Now, can you share within 2 minutes an experience, a funny thing that happened to you while preparing or conducting this open house, starting with DTM Andrew?
Thank you. And I'll be very quick. I'm about to go back to work. I stole a lunch hour away. I think the funniest thing that I remember from one of our open houses that we did, I think it was last year actually, we did an in-person open house, but we did not collect RSVPs, like we did not confirm that people are attending. We just assumed that, yes, we've done a lot in PR. And so we set out a room, and guess what? We set out and we expected, we should have about 20, 30 guests in the room, and then 10, 15 members as well. So we should be about 45. And then we had an overflow. And so we had people standing and every corner of the room, it was hot, it was small. We couldn't extend the venue. We couldn't do anything. It was incredibly packed, because we ended up having about 80 to 90 people in the room. Some ended up turning back because the room was packed and they couldn't find places to sit. We didn't have enough chairs and seating. And so from there on, I learned the art of calendar invites and asking guests to confirm their attendance so that we can plan for logistical purposes like that. It's a nice problem, but it did not put us in very good light in that point in time. And that's my experience. And if I may be excused to go back and appease my paycheck.
Thank you, DTM Andrew, and DTM Crystal. I think also you have your own experience within that.
Thank you. I don't think it's a funny one, but it's one that can definitely happen. I was at an open house last week, actually, and we had some tech issues, and the host went to from her phone device to her computer device and hit end meeting by mistake. So all of the guests, all of the members were kicked out of the meeting. That is a very stressful situation, but it happens. And as a Toastmaster, she took a deep breath and logged back on, and we were lucky because all the guests and members did log back on, and we just said, this is what can happen. It's real life. Accidents happen. Technology doesn't always work the way we want, but the way you react to it will help how things move forward. So always know that things can happen that are out of your control, but it's how you react that will make the rest of the meeting. And just be calm and relaxed and put on that smile and do your best to move through that issue.
Yes, this is so stressful. And actually, this is how you practice solving problems, techniques, and skills. It was a way to do that. Thank you very much, DTM Crystal. And finally, with DTM Mohammed Salim, what's your experience with the open houses?
Actually, when you have DTM Mona on board, actually, it's always funny and crazy experience only. A district director, and I remember her being the division director. She conducted an open house in a mall. Can you imagine? It was a mall wherein it was a center stage was booked by us, and we got in speakers, and they were speaking, and people in the mall, they were surprised that what is this happening actually, and we set up a table there, and where people who reached out to us, and we were distributing flyers actually, and that was the unique experience for me actually, because this were people. This is what we call in corporate language as cold calls. We call it as cold calls, wherein we reach out to members who are not even aware of what is Toastmasters, or not heard the word of Toastmasters. Just imagine, in the middle of the hall, people are delivering speeches, and some are looking at us as like in a funny, crazier manner, whereas we were successful actually. That is how we have to reach out to do open houses, rather than bring 10 people inside a room and explain about Toastmasters. Here the chances of success and failure is equal, wherein you might experience a lot of members who would come and hear what is Toastmasters is all about actually. That's one experience I would never forget with DTM Mona. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, DTM Salim. Thank you very much all for being with us. As we can see now, dear members, from these guests, all their information, all their knowledge that they have shared, it's the open house is a way to showcase your personal and your communication skills. It's also a way of sharing your gift and to learn how to work within your team. The planning within the committee is so important to add value, positive feedback, and learning the language, the delivery, the content, to build up all these things together to show the best of them, and also to show the quality in your meetings. This all is a way to show people around us within the open house how it's happening in our regular meetings. It was a great honor to host our immediate past district directors from all over the world. Thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for giving me District 20 the opportunity to be with them and to learn, to add more to my own knowledge, to my own experience. And of course, you have heard them talking about their own personal experience within conducting open house, and what are the problems or the funny things or the learning that is happening during that time. Thank you very much, all of you. And by this, my role comes to the end. Back to you. I'm the MC, but I'll give the control back to the Club Growth Director, DTM Siham Mohammed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DTM Fatma, for your amazing role for today. But actually, your role hasn't ended yet, because we have 10 minutes for Q&A session for the audience.
My mistake, sorry.
And then sharing
I'm so sorry.
the certificates. It's all right. We are one team. No worries. You have done well. So go ahead. Over to you again.
Okay. Now we have the question and answer session with our guests. So, moderator, Zoom moderator, can you help me with this, please?
Sure. Let someone raise their hands. Do we have Dinesh Kumar?
Dinesh, yes, please.
Good morning, Master Aftermani, and thank you for this wonderful panel discussion about the open house. Already I posted my question in the chat. What are some common mistakes to avoid when hosting an open house?
What's a common mistake in conducting an open house?
Yes, please.
Yes. So this, I think, in the how part, I can start with DTM Crystal, then go back to our other guests. So DTM Crystal, do you have an idea regarding this?
Yes, definitely. Thank you. I think the most common mistake is not having a follow-up plan. So you host this wonderful open house, you share your gift, you talk about what Toastmasters can offer guests, but then we don't ask them to join and we don't follow up. Having a strong follow-up plan is the most important part of the open house, because we need to ensure that the guests know that we want them to come back. And it's not just a come back anytime statement. It's a, would you like to join us? Because people need to be asked directly. When you want something from someone, you can't go around in circles. Just be direct. And if they want to join and they see value in what you have to offer, the answer will be yes. But if we don't ask the question, we'll never know. So follow-up is a common mistake that is missed in the open house part.
Thank you very much. DTM Salim, do you have anything to add regarding the same?
Yeah, just I'd like to add to what DTM Crystal has mentioned. Actually, first thing is that when you invite any member to open house, there should be some sort of a need which has to be created within the member, rather than telling that we are going to give you free dinner, please join us for free dinner. So that's what most of the times happens. Actually, the member is clueless what exactly it is. There's different techniques of prospecting. In that, the follow up is the final part, wherein first thing is that when you talk to a member, invite him for a open house, actually you need to understand what is his weakness, but don't point out the weakness, but you can create a need with him, that why he needs to attend the open house. Now, talking about follow-up, actually I would like to add something. What Crystal said is that when members do come, we do give them some old magazines which are available left out in our library, right? We give it to them. Why is that we need to give it to them? Do you think that they are going to read? We don't read those magazines. We just get those magazines on a monthly basis and just keep it. But why is that most important to give the member a magazine? Is that once you give a member a magazine, what happens? You get a chance to call him again. You can ask him, sir, did you read the magazine? He would say, no, I haven't read the magazine. Fine, very good, quite understood actually. But we don't want him to read for that matter actually. But let him keep the magazine with him. At least here, you have a chance to call him up every time and say that, sir, did you go through the magazine? I need to return it back to the library. Why don't you come next time to our club meeting once again, so that we can discuss much in detail? So this is a follow-up tool for you, giving a carrot to the member, sorry, the guest, actually telling that, keep this magazine, but I will be bothering you behind this magazine. He doesn't understand it actually. So this is the good technique what you can do in terms of follow. But in terms of prospecting, please understand, don't target any member that your communication skill is very poor. If you come to Toastmasters, you would benefit out of it. I don't think that many of them in Toastmasters join Toastmasters for communication and leadership alone. There are many other aspects, value, what they have seen in Toastmasters, support, apart from what we have told actually. So we have a very broader mindset, actually very narrow mindset, wherein we tell them that you can develop your communication leadership. No, there is a lot of things beyond these two which we can cater to them actually. So we need to highlight in such a manner that the member benefit. Why I'm telling you is that normally we bring them in a very rigid manner, telling that you can come there, you will see the speeches, you will develop. No, not many people want to become a good speaker. They want to become leaders. So this is how the common mistake we do when we approach members, telling him with a very narrow mindset, telling that, okay, come, you will develop, learn how to speak. No, that is not the case in Toastmasters. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DTM Salim. DTM Andrew, do you have any answer to this question also?
Andrew left, I believe. He is
Okay.
working.
DTM left the meeting, and we have questions from DTM Khalid.
Okay, fine. DTM Khalid, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. Good afternoon once again. Amazing panelists, and discussion is going on, and it intrigues and gets more questions. I have two questions, one for DTM Crystal and one for DTM Salim. The first question is about marketing for the open house. Now, I know very well that outside of our district, there are many tools that are being used to do the channels or to utilize the channels for marketing that unfortunately we are still maybe building or maybe need to learn more about. Like one of the tools is LinkedIn. I know that many districts are really utilizing LinkedIn to attract guests to their open house or to the meetings itself. So this is to DTM Crystal. How can we target the proper guests who might turn into members? We need to have segmentation. We can't just open up the open house to everyone. So we need to have those who are similar in mindset and those who are really prospect to turn into members. So the question is to generally marketing. And to DTM Salim, I learned a lot from you when it comes to the follow-up behind it, but I'm not just talking about the follow-up itself. I remember an idea that I got inspiration from you, especially, which was the mass speechcraft. And 2 years before, or 2 years ago, or maybe before, I remember attending Sims Toastmasters Club. They had an open house, and in the open house itself, they had also a speechcraft offer. So there was a call for action that people would need to sign before they leave. And like a contract or maybe a short-term contract. So that's, I'm sure Brother Salim knows where I'm going with this. It's basically the mass speechcraft or the long-term commitment on how to get in guests. So those two questions to our amazing panelists, and back to you, MC.
Thank you very much. Now starting with DTM Crystal, I think the first question is yours.
Marketing to different groups. As you said, Khalid, there are many ways to market out into the public, and LinkedIn is a great one. I think it's important if you're doing it at the club level, is to determine within your membership what your target or who your target audience is. Is it young working professionals? Is it people in nonprofits? Is it people selling real estate? Because when you have a target market, you can have a target message. What kind of skills are this target market working to build? Is it confidence? Is it speaking on camera? Is it leading a meeting? Is it improving time management? Because these are all skills that we learn within Toastmasters. So determining the target audience of your club and then making sure that your PR materials highlight what they can get from your meeting, depending on what the target market is. So for example, if it's real estate, it's talking off the cuff because they're showing a house or a building, they're asked questions. They have no idea what the possible buyers are going to ask. So they really need to practice their impromptu speaking and watching their ums and ahs. So that's what I would highlight, for example, if I was targeting real estate people. And using Canva, because we have free tools that are available to us, like our lovely backgrounds that were created, the tools, and making sure that when you are promoting, you're using plain language, because that is who your target market is, people outside of Toastmasters. So we don't want to use Toastmaster slang.
Thank you very much, DTM Crystal. And the second question is for DTM Salim, please.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think DTM Khalid knows my likings towards speechcraft program actually, and let me give you a short example. What happened is that in Adari Toastmasters, we were striving for our members, my home club, wherein I bought around 9 people from my own company to join as speechcrafters. Out of that, believe me, 5 of them didn't continue despite threats from myself actually that you will not be considered in KPI. But still, this is what happens in membership retention program also. Members don't come. Even if you put pressure, there is no possibility of members continuing in Toastmasters. Now, talking about these 9 members who came for Speechcraft program, 4 of them graduated out of the Speechcraft program. And just to add something to here, actually, how did we conduct the Speechcraft program? Is that we conducted alongside our meetings, actually. Our regular meetings were conducted in which the speech creators were giving speeches within that program itself. So this really helped us actually in terms of resources. We didn't have to hire a separate hall. We didn't have to bring in separate role players for this. Actually, this is where it happens. Now, talking about the Speechcraft program itself, day after tomorrow, sorry, Monday, we have a demo meeting in one of the communities in Bahrain actually. In this community, we told them that we will be chartering a Toastmasters club. Alongside, we will be conducting speechcraft program in every meeting. Those members who wants to come on a short-term period, come and benefit from this Toastmasters through speechcraft program, we will encourage that. At the same time, we'll be conducting speechcraft programs for women in the same community club, wherein we'll be conducting separate speechcraft programs, wherein they will be learning through speechcraft. And if we have 20 members out of that lot, then we will be starting a new club. So open houses actually, it's not just open houses. It can promote not only Toastmasters club, but speech crafters, wherein I have witnessed many speechcraft programs turning into clubs actually. That one thing is the APG Toastmasters Club, which was started back in 2008, which was started as a speechcraft program. I have witnessed C2A Toastmasters Club becoming a Toastmasters Club with a successful speechcraft program actually. So speechcraft program is a wonderful tool for you to showcase what is Toastmasters. Again, it is a form of an open house which can bring in members and charter new clubs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope these were the answers to your questions, DTM Khaled.
Yes, amazing answers. Yeah, thank you.
Super. Thank you. Do we have more participants to ask questions?
No, we don't have.
So as it seems that we have DTM Mona.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
This is an attacking question, by the way.
It's not a question. It is not a question. It's just to add some comments from the things that we learned through our journey here, if you allow me. Sorry for not opening my camera, but let me share with you in quick regarding the speechcraft, how we can conduct speechcraft as from experience. I believe that we can have these speechcrafts in different ways according to the audience that we have or the participants that we have in the speechcraft. Some people, they want to come and learn specific things. Now, this is especially coming from universities and debates. Let us have a speechcraft, but in the shape of debates. This is what we brought to Bahliya University. We give them a speechcraft in debate way, and from that, we charter their clubs, Ahliya University Club. So to sharpen or get more skills on how to have the basic skills for a speaker, and then from there they are going to conduct debates. So this is one thing that we can do. Another thing is that what's been shared by DT Muhammad Salim, that also when we have a group of people that join in Toastmaster, or they coming for speechcraft, we offer them two ways. Either you take a speechcraft as a speechcraft only, or you pay your fees by increasing the $5 only in your fees in speechcraft, and you will get two things. You will get a membership, 6-month membership in your club, in the club, and a speechcraft for free. So this is something that can be also grab more members there, and by this your speechcraft will they will get the opportunity to have the Toastmaster website open for them, so they can work from pathways also. And that's what we've done for Toastmaster MISC Toastmaster Club, and the time of I believe that Muhammad Salim was quality program quality director at that time. So he was asking me, Mona, how you brought these this number to this club, and all of them enrolled in pathway same time. So this is what we've done, bringing them to be members plus speechcraft for free. So they will be all enrolled in pathway, and they will work from there. Will finish their speechcraft, but at least they are finishing level 1 there. So this is from my end, and back to you, DTM Pab.
Thank you very much, DTM Mona. And I think the time for the question and answer session is over. Thank you very much all for your participation and for our guests for the replies. Now, Zoom moderator, can you help me in sharing these certificates of appreciation to everyone who was here? This is our vote of thanks. And thank you everyone for being here to make this event a successful one and as another scope of learning and gaining more knowledge. So to start with, we have DTM Andrew Tsuru. Thank you very much for being with us and sharing your knowledge and experience. DTM Crystal Cup, thank you very much for being part of this panel discussion and sharing all your experience with us also. DTM Muhammad Salim, you are here again, part of your among your family and within your among your friends. So thank you very much again for being with us. Okay, for myself, thank you. Thank you, District 20. And for the Zoom moderator, DTM Hazim Ibrahim, thank you for moderating this session easily and smoothly. DTM Asma Al-Anizi, the translator for District 20, thank you very much, or for District, for this session and for this event, thank you very much. And DTM Tagarit Kanti, the timer, thank you for managing the time. And I know sometimes we have exceeded the time, we are so sorry, thank you. DTM Darin Al-Hajjar for being the Surgeon at Arms. Thank you very much for opening the meeting and making everything according to the protocol. Thank you everyone for being here with us. Thank you for making this event a successful one. Now officially my role came to the end, and DTM Siham, the control is back to you.
Amazing, our today wonderful MC. Thank you so much. And now officially I can declare the closing of our meeting. Hazim, can you stop the record, please? In order to speak about anything or something like that.